This is Ryan and Michelle, and welcome to the Celebrate Marriage Cast, where we hope to restore and reclaim godly marriages through honest and real conversations.
Welcome to episode 21, and this is our Valentine's Day episode. But if you're listening to it after Valentine's Day, please still tune in because we have so much good stuff for you today. We have 4 areas that we want to cover with him, Ryan.
Yeah.
So get your candy, conversation hearts ready. Do you remember those little things?
Yeah.
Those are so good. We have a lot to discuss. So we are going over yet another common trend that we're going to sort of examine and essentially disagree on. Kind of like the old participation ribbon show we did.
I love those.
We're gonna a little ruffle feathers a little.
Yeah, okay.
And next, we're talking love languages and why they're so important to understand. Such an important area. Then I am going to be sharing ideas for creative Valentine's Day gifts that are not just for your spouse, but also ways to share acts of kindness with people in the community. And I have another group of people that need to be remembered with that today, and I will share it once we get there based on my recent happenings of today. And then finally, we have an invitation for you. So 4 areas, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So the first one, do you want to tell them the title? Oh, hey, really quick, if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, we told you last week to tune in for Ryan's beard trimming.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Yeah. It was so much fun.
It was like a really great experience, right?
Yeah. It was a little scary.
So,
but
barber, it was in his house.
Yeah. It was in his house, and I've never had like a straight razor shave before.
Yeah. That's like a blade. That's like a blade.
It's like a razor blade.
Yeah. And like where? Like your neck?
Like my neck. So like
where by the the jugular?
Your head is back, and it's like, here, just hold still. And
trust me, I know I just met you 30 seconds ago, but trust me.
Yeah.
And he did like your eyebrows.
Yeah.
Eyebrows look good.
Yeah.
Your whole face looks good.
He congratulated me on having 2 eyebrows now.
Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
I mean, I don't think you had like a unibrow before, but they look really good.
Yeah.
And the picture you sent me had like a major hair swoop.
Yeah. It was pretty tall.
But we need to get, I thought it looked really good. I want to get the brush to do it. We need like a curl brush.
Yeah, I don't have a curl brush.
Is that like a man thing? Like you have a special brush to curl the swoop of your hair?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, we're going to find that out. But it looks really good, love.
Yeah, thanks.
It's handsome.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
You totally should go back.
All right. Yeah.
Make it a guy's day.
Yeah. Guys.
Tell them our first
day at the barber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like ladies go to the spa. Like why can't guys go to the barber together?
Yeah. That's
super cool.
Awesome.
Tell us the first one of our 4 topics. Do you see the title I have for it?
Yeah. So
get ready to ruffle the feathers.
So I'm going to start this just saying,
here we go.
I love Valentine's Day.
I do too.
I absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's this like trend of like Anti-Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And it just really bothers me because I love this holiday so much. So I guess this is my anti-Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Double negative, which means you actually do.
Which means that I actually love Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but it kind of sounds cool to say
anti-Valentine's Day. Right. I can't say it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We hear this. We've heard this from people.
Yeah, usually around Valentine's there are posts and stuff saying like, oh, we don't celebrate it.
We don't celebrate Valentine's. It's too commercial.
Hang with us. If you're one of those people, please hear us out.
Yeah. I don't know. I just love it as a day to celebrate the person that you're in love with or the person that you care about. I guarantee if you're married, single, divorced, like you have somebody that you care about. And I feel like this is a day, this is the way that I feel. It's a day to celebrate that. It's a day to remind you of that. And it doesn't have to be, this whole commercial thing.
Sure, because that's some of the feedback. People are like, oh, it's just a commercial holiday.
Right. But it's a day to encourage and to love those that you love. And that's the way that I guess I look at it.
Yeah.
As, hey, I know it's Valentine's Day and, Michelle, I just really want you to know that I love you and I care for you, or, our kids, hey, I love you. Like, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, you don't have to feed into the commercialism, system. You don't have to buy the cards. You could make a card. You could do something, right?
Right.
Something special. I'm going to give you ideas later on a lot of them don't cost anything.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. And Michelle, maybe you can chime in on this and just like, I don't think you would ever be like, oh man, you planned like a whole meal and you're going to make it on Valentine's Day. I don't like that.
No, I would not turn that down. I've thought about that too, because part of it, and maybe I just need to talk to more people, but when I see those posts on Facebook, people saying like, we don't celebrate Valentine's, we believe it should be year round. I think it's like a yes, but why? Like, I guess I'm just hoping that you're doing that.
Yeah,
like if that's fine. Like maybe you don't want to, buy into the consumerism stuff, literally, buying things. But I really hope that that's just not your way of like guarding and protecting your heart. I just wonder, like, are you really doing that year long? And like, what does it hurt to do that? I mean, it's kind of like someone saying, I wouldn't celebrate our anniversary because we should do that year round. I think it's just a chance to show your love and affection.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think I just want to encourage the people that are saying that, does your spouse, if your spouse did something for you, would you actually really like that? And if the answer is yes, maybe you could just have a conversation with your spouse and say, hey, I think it is a good chance to just pause and celebrate each other. We don't have to buy anything, but
right.
Let's do it today and all the other days.
Yeah.
And I really hope they are doing it all the other days. If that makes sense. That's kind of my thought on it.
Absolutely.
I guess I don't know. I haven't done like a survey of the anti-Valentine's Day people to figure out the underlying things, because I do get that. It should be year round.
Right.
It should be.
Right.
It's kind of like, maybe other holidays, though. Most all holidays are a reason to intentionally stop and think about that. Like, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, should we always be aware of that? Should we always be fighting for justice and aware of, diverse, like celebrating diversity, things like that? Yes, sure. But it's also a day where we intentionally do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of my thought. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's perfect. I think that intentionality, it's a day to remind you, if nothing else, to stop and just, hey, I really appreciate you. I love you. I appreciate everything you do. And it's just that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. You should do that every day. But like it's a day for you to really be intentional on celebrating your spouse, celebrating your relationships, the people that you love.
Yeah. We do something really fun for Valentine's. We actually tried to do something as a couple before or after. And I don't know really when this started. It's been probably at least 5 years or so. But so we told you last week we were going on a vision retreat. It was so good. We went to an Airbnb. It was unplugged, remote location. And we did a really fantastic 4 hours on the Friday night, 1 hour on the Saturday morning, just to regroup on everything. And it was so good. And that was kind of our Valentine's Day getaway.
Yeah.
And then on Valentine's Day, Ryan actually makes a fancy meal for us, so him and I, and then our kids. And there used to be this place in Sioux Falls called Spezia. I don't know if it was a chain or not. I don't think so. But they would put down like white butcher paper on the tables and you could have crayons. I'm sure wherever you're listening, there's probably a restaurant around you that does this. And so he'll do that on our kitchen table and then, have, I was gonna say candles, but we actually don't have candles, but like we have like the fake candles with the little fake flickers that you'll put in the center of the table and kind of dim the lights and just make it fancy for us and the kids. And it's something they really love and look forward to. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
And it's just a special time.
Absolutely.
So kind of a tradition.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just a way to do something
for sure
intentional and showing love, for your family.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Also, we're not being paid by like the, Valentine's Day companies. Let's just make that clear too. Like Hallmark's not paying us to do this portion of the show, but I think it's just an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
So that's great, Ryan. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. The other point too, and the second thing that we really want to talk about as we're going into Valentine's Day, I'm sure a lot of you have heard this before, but this idea of love languages.
Yeah.
So there was a book written several years ago by Dr. Gary Chapman. And really the premise of this book, these 5 love languages, it's really simple, but just different people have different personalities, have different ways in which they receive and give love. And I think it's a really important conversation because when you learn to recognize the preferences in yourself and in your loved ones, you can learn to really identify the root of conflicts. You can connect better and also truly begin to grow closer.
Yeah. Because what happens a lot of times is the two spouses are different. So one could be trying to show their affection and just totally missing. And that could be the underlying cause for maybe some disconnect.
Yeah. So there's 5 love languages. I'm just going to run through these here briefly. But the first one is acts of service. For these people, actions speak louder than words. So if you're doing something for your spouse, and that's like a big deal, that's kind of what it is. Like, hey, I'll make dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah. This area, we just retook the test and this area moved up for me.
Yeah.
And I think it can change with the season. So the season has just felt busy and there are just a lot of things going on. And I feel like maybe those acts of service are just all the more important. So when I just don't even have like the mental capacity and you swoop in and are like, you know what, I got dinner tonight. It's like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, thank you so much. Or I think especially I felt that coming out of your leg break, I really feel like I was dealing with adrenal fatigue. I had been caregiver for so long for you that I just like the end of the day got there. I literally physically couldn't like make dinner. Like it just was too much. And you made a lot of dinners as I was like trying to repair from that season of being caregiver, and now I feel like we have a really good routine and we all kind of rotate dinners and stuff. But those are great acts of service and much appreciated.
So the second one is receiving gifts. So for some people, receiving a heartfelt gift is what makes them feel most loved.
Sure.
The third one is quality time. The language is all about giving the other person your undivided attention. This was my number one.
Yeah. Yep.
I like for me, I long for that. That's definitely my top.
And I think with that one too, the reason it's so important is our kids are both like that too. Yeah. And anytime that we feel like the wheels are starting to fall off or we'll just see they're just a little crabbier than usual or shorter, it typically, and our daughter now she started turn 18, but she was so wise. It was a couple of weeks ago and people maybe a couple months ago, but she just was like, you know what? She came to us and she's like, I think I realized why I felt a little bit short. Like we just haven't had quality family time. And that's my top love language. And we were like, oh my gosh, that is so astute and mature of you to realize that. And we know this about our kids too. Yeah. But they just need it. And we can see a change when we don't have it. So carving out that time in the calendar is really important for us.
Yeah. Yep. The fourth one is words of affirmation. This language uses words to affirm other people. I think of like encouragement. Mm-hmm. That's what comes to my mind.
Yeah, this used to be my top. Now I think it's number 2.
Yeah. And then the last one is physical touch. To this person, nothing speaks more deeply than appropriate physical touch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be hug. It could be, just sitting side by side or just being in proximity, with your spouse.
Right. Yeah. So we encourage you to take this. If you go to 5lovelanguages.com, that's the number 5, and then lovelanguages.com. Takes less than 10 minutes to answer and to find out the love languages. If you're doing this with your spouse or the person that you're in a relationship with, click romantic, but you can also do the family version,
Yep.
workplace or friend version.
Right. And I think what's great about that is, I mean, we both have taken so many different types of personality assessments, the DISC profile, the, whatever one is the Myers-Briggs, the Clifton Strengths, all of them for work. I'm sure you guys have too. So many different tests, but have you ever done a test for your workings of your family and your interactions?
Yeah.
That is gold.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I think when I understood, oh my gosh, Ryan needs time. I can write him cards. I can give gifts. I can do this. But if I'm not being intentional with my time, and I'm a really busy person, so I can just kind of scurry about the house at night. And it's really important for me to just stop and sit and pause. Otherwise, I'm just missing connecting in that way.
Yeah. And it's such an important conversation to really be a student of your spouse's love languages. Because I'm naturally going to give the way that I feel best.
Yep.
But that's not necessarily how I could give you all the quality time in the world because that's how I feel loved. But that's different than how you do. And so it's so important to become a student of what your spouse's love languages are. I think that's something that I got I know what mine are, and I'm like, yay. But which is great. It's good to know that. But it's also it's almost more important to be a student of your spouse's.
Yeah.
And know that, that might not be high on my list, but I know it is high on your list.
Mm-hmm.
And so I need to get, aware of that and get better at that.
Yeah. I think too, there might be preconception amongst guys that's kind of like foo-foo or kind of, I don't know, weird to do, to take this love languages test. It sounds kind of, I don't know. But because we kind of heard that from some of the guys in our life group, but both of them took it and were like, whoa, that was really insightful. And now it makes sense.
Yeah.
So it would be a great use of your time to do that.
Yeah.
And then you can connect in an appropriate way for your spouse. So so good.
Absolutely.
Well, the third thing is, so first we've talked about the anti-Valentine's Day. Then we talked about the love languages. And now we want to talk about Valentine's ideas. So as we were getting ready for the show, one of my friends was talking and she was like, oh my gosh, you could give people ideas kind of like you did at Christmas with the gift ideas. You could give them Valentine's Day ideas. And I thought that was such a great idea. So I have a list here and I just want to spout off some ideas. And then these first ones are for your spouse. So write a love letter or a note expressing your affection and appreciation. And I think that in our time of just being so busy, that is a really easy one to kind of overlook. We used to write each other a lot of cards, and I feel like the busier we get, the longer we've been married, the less we do that. But how much would that mean for your spouse, even if it's not going out and buying them a big fancy gift for Valentine's or any time, whenever you're listening to this show, just get a card, make a card, print off a piece of paper, do whatever, get a card at the Dollar Tree. It can be just whatever, but write words in there. Just write a couple of sentences about what you appreciate about your spouse and express that affection. And that's going to be treasured to them.
Yeah. And it's free.
It is free. Well, unless you buy a card at the Dollar Tree.
Right.
But you could take a piece of paper.
But it could be.
Could be free.
Could be free.
Yeah. Cook a special dinner together or surprise your loved one with their favorite meal. We talked about how we're doing this for Valentine's Day. Take a walk. I mean, just think about things that you might not normally do that would feel special to your spouse, something to kind of just shake things up. So maybe say, hey, let's go for a walk tonight. Or, hey, maybe you plan a date or something. Offer to take care of household chores or responsibilities. Maybe you find out that their love language is acts of service. That would be a great way to lighten their load, do some extra things. Plan a surprise date night with activities or events that your partner enjoys. We've had a lot of fun, different date nights. I mean, we were just, the other day, someone was talking about axe throwing or, like Dave and Buster's doing, an arcade, or you could go roller skating. There's so many fun things, dance lessons. I think that I actually have that later up on my list here. Give something thoughtful and meaningful as a gift. Give an experience instead of a material possession. Plan a weekend getaway or even just a day trip to explore a new area. We have done this as an O'Connor family. We have done something, it's kind of like a north, south, east, west challenge. We've done this in a variety of ways. It's so much fun, you guys. You could do this with your spouse. You could do it with the family. But we actually wrote, Ryan, do you remember when I chopped up all the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west? And I probably put 16 in there. So there were 4 sets of north, 4 east, northeast, southwest.
Yeah.
And then I had them in a cup and we got in the car, all 4 of us. And I was like, okay, Thomas, draw from the cup. Okay, north. Okay, so we started driving north. Okay, Ella, you draw from the cup. And I just picked a set amount of time. Like, okay, after 3 minutes, we're going to pick another one. Ella, you draw. Okay, we drew east. Okay, now we're going to go east. Okay, after 5 more minutes, okay, Ryan, you draw one. Okay, now we're going to go north again or whatever. And we tried to do that long enough that we're like, okay, once we hit 30 minutes out, we're going to find something to do. Wherever we're at, we're going to find something to do. And this, I mean, depending on where you live and how far into the country you get, but it was really fun to just, and I don't know that I'm trying to think, I think we ended up doing something in nature because I think we were so far in this random area, but that would be a fun idea. Yeah. Or we have gone to random communities outside of our city that we had never been to. And we were like, let's go. And you could do the same thing. So north, south, east, west, pick a direction, drive to like the nearest city or however far away, and then find something there, whether it's a restaurant or a coffee shop or something, and have fun just trying. I mean, maybe you go have ice cream at a random city, at a random, little shop that they have.
Yeah.
Would that be fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that. And that for you, I think you love that because that's quality time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you love a good adventure. So that would be a really fun idea. You could volunteer together for a cause, or you could do something like a relaxing spa day at home. Guys, this does not have to be expensive. Ryan has done this for me where he's looked up recipes on the internet where it's like homemade DIY face mask or face, and you made it out of like yogurt or you just buy one at the store. It's fine too.
Yeah.
And you set up in our room after the kids were asleep, you had it. So there was like, you had chopped up like some strawberries and I think you had even like dipped them in chocolate, and you had a little homemade spa mask and you had my robe out. I think you warmed it up in the dryer. Ryan literally is the sweetest. You're so sweet. Nice. Just saying this, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so sweet. You had a foot soak and you're like, just, like sit there. You had these little snacks for me. Sit here and enjoy with your face mask, soak your feet, and then I'll give you a massage. And you're not paying for a fancy day spa, and it's just a really nice, special way to connect to. Yeah. So you could do something like that for your spouse. Plan a movie marathon with your partner's favorite films and snacks. You could take a dance class together or simply dance in the living room to your favorite music. We have had a family dance party.
Yes.
We have if you're in Sioux Falls, we have a strobe light or dance where it like rotates with the lights. Yeah. You could totally borrow it. If someone wants to have a dance party at their house. We personally own one. Surprise your spouse with breakfast in bed and maybe a special note. You can write down reasons why you love and appreciate them. We talked about that. Was that with Bob Paul that we talked about the cherish list?
Yeah.
Surprise outing to a place that holds sentimental value for your relationship. Maybe you go back to where you got married or, where you got engaged or whatever and just take a walk there or something. You could do a DIY event, do like a couple's painting night where they, you have the 2 paintings and the 2 pieces go together to make one whole painting. Or just spend quality time with your spouse. That's such a simple way to do. Just spend time together. Plan an intentional time to spend quality time.
Yeah.
I do want to add a kind of a part 2 to this. And I know I've given you a lot of ideas, but Valentine's Day can be difficult for people that maybe you're single, or maybe you're divorced, maybe you're a single parent, or maybe you're a widow or a widower. And I just want to say that I think it's good to think beyond ourselves in our relationships and how we can be Jesus to others.
Yeah.
That especially this month, February, I think it can be tough for people. So as you're thinking about what you want to do for your spouse or your children, I just want to encourage you to think about people around you that might need a little extra TLC, and what is one thing that you can do for them, one way to brighten their day. Ryan, I just sub-taught today for first graders, and I want to encourage everybody listening to do something nice for teachers. There's a few different groups of people that just always have my heart. First responders are one of them. Actually, our producer, Adam Russell, is a first responder. I have so much just appreciation for first responders, for healthcare professionals, so much respect and appreciation, and also teachers. And that was just brought up again today because, Ryan, there was a pencil stabbing in my classroom.
Oh, yikes.
Now, everyone went home okay, but it's just, it's a crazy world out there.
Yeah.
And there's so many behaviors. Even if you have great kids in your class, even managing 22 kids, someone's going to have something going on all the time. I mean, when you're there's just always something, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But people do this every day of their career for the betterment of our community.
Right.
And I just want to plug, you should just, if it's on your heart, appreciate a local teacher because they really deserve it.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, how'd the day go? And I was like, I don't really know why I do this. And they were like, sometimes I wonder that too. And my heart felt a little sad because she was really serious about it. And we need good teachers. So anyways, whoever you decide to show love and compassion for, I want to give some ideas. One, provide companionship. It could be spending time visiting them, especially elderly people, Ryan. We used to do that. We'd go to nursing homes and Ella would make little Valentines for them and we'd pass them out. We should make like 50 and we'd go down the hallway and pass them out. Create a care package. So if there's someone that you know is gonna be on their own, even if it's past Valentine's, I get that the show airs, we're airing this on the 13th. You'll probably hear it after Valentine's. Just send a care package sometime this month. Just do it. Put it on your calendar. Buy some little goodies for them. Send it in the mail. Maybe it's a relative that lives on their own. I have a couple of uncles that live all on their own, and we try to remember them. You could send them flowers. Maybe it's a college student. Send them a care package. We've done this. We love the site Harry and David. You could send like fancy pears and cheese and stuff. We send a lot of things through there, or just simply write them a card, write them a letter saying, "Hey, thinking about you, love you," and just wanna say hi. So, just some ideas, Ryan, for both your spouse and for people that just need to be shown some extra love this month.
Yeah, Michelle, that list is so good, and I think. For me, a couple things stand out, and this is really the essence, I think, of what we're trying to talk about. One, so many of those things are free.
Yeah.
And it really is just expressing, however you want to, that you love and appreciate someone. Like, that's really what we're trying to, this anti-Valentine's Day message. It really is that, and it's obviously that starts with your spouse, that's kind of what we're talking about. But I love looking at other people, the people you encounter every day. Everybody loves to hear encouragement.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would turn it down.
Yeah, if you were to send a thank you note to your child's teacher and say just, hey, thanks for everything you do.
Yeah,
they're not going to be like, oh, I don't like that.
Actually, that reminds me, the other day, our daughter has eaten gluten-free for all of her since kindergarten, and now she's a senior. And I sent a note to the nutrition department, and I just said, hey, thank you so much for all of these years of special dietary concerns. I'm making sure she has appropriate food and she's not going to get sick at school. And the director wrote back and said, I'm going to pass this on to our team. We hardly ever hear this. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
It just goes back to expressing gratitude. That was our sermon we did in December. Yeah. Express gratitude. Right. Got to express it. What a great time to do that.
Absolutely. And I think that's just a great reminder of February, this month of love, to show the love that we have for other people because of the love we have from Jesus.
It's really our vision and mission, right?
Yeah.
We meet Jesus, have our life changed by him, and then we are to be Jesus in our community.
Yeah.
So good, Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan, we have an invitation for our listeners. We want to invite you to something special.
Yeah.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
All right. So we have a date night we would like to invite you to if you're in the Sioux Falls area. We would love to have you come to this. And this actually could be a gift for your spouse for tomorrow. So if you're like last minute hey, there's still time. And actually, I would say this. Even let's say both of you are listening and you both get 2 tickets thinking, oh, I'm going to bring my spouse. And you end up with double tickets. No big deal. I'm sure the church will work with you. Or you could just bring another couple. How fun would that be? A double date.
Yeah.
So March 1st, it's a Friday night. It's my birthday eve. What a great way to celebrate my birthday eve.
Yeah.
Friday, March 1st, 7 o'clock here at Celebrate. We are having a marriage date night. And it's so cool, Ryan, what we're doing because we will have guests join us live via Zoom. Doctors Les and Leslie Parrott, they are New York Times bestselling authors of Saving Your Marriage Before It Starts. The Parrotts have been featured in USA Today and the New York Times and on the Today Show and Oprah. And they will be zooming in to walk us through a personalized assessment called the Better Love Assessment with a custom action plan customized for each couple. So this is super cool because not only is it going to be a great teaching, but you're really going to get practical things that you can do that are going to be customized just for your relationship. And we would say if you're married, if you're dating, if you're engaged, or maybe you want to be married someday, you could come if you're single too. Just come and learn. Come with some friends and learn. But that would be a really great thing. And it's only $45 per couple. It includes dessert and childcare. You can just sign up through our website, celebrate.church/marriage, and we will put the link in our show notes as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun.
Ryan, anything else for today's show?
No, I mean, it's just, I think we just went through it of just use this chance to be intentional with the people around you, the people that you encounter every day to really just love on people. And I don't care if you don't like Valentine's Day, just use it as an opportunity to just spread the love to people. Like I said, because of Jesus and because of the love that he gave us to share with other people.
So good. Thank you for joining us today on the Celebrate Marriage Cast. If you would like further help or resources for your marriage, you can check us out at celebrate.church/marriage. Additionally, we would love to hear from you. If any of these episodes have really resonated with you, please call and share. Our new phone number is 605-951-0110. We'll put that phone number in our show notes as well. We would look forward to listening to those, and we hope you have a great week. And happy Valentine's Day.
Hi, my name is Rachel from Omaha, and I just wanted to say how much I appreciate Ryan and Michelle's authenticity. It's really been impactful in my life and in my marriage, and I highly encourage this podcast.